equality and dignity of a person provided by the Constitution and other prevailing laws, and this term also includes the rights contained in international treaties regarding human rights to which Nepal is a party. यो चाहिँ NHRC को सेक्सन 2F को डेफिनेसन हो है। अनि UNOHCR ले पनि ह्युमन राइट्सलाई डिफाइन गरेको छ, that is United Nations Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights. It has defined human rights as the right inherent to all human beings regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, and any other status. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. The United Nations Center for Human Rights defines human rights as those rights which are inherent in our nature and without which we cannot live as human beings. Human rights को डेफिनेसन ह्युमन राइट्सलाई चाहिँ धेरै जुरिस्टहरूले धेरै वेमा डिफाइन गरेको छन्, अनि सम अफ द डेफिनेसन्स आई हेभ इन्क्लुडेड हियर. And now I'd like to head toward the objects of human rights. The basic objective of human rights is to protect all forms of violation of the humans, protect human beings from the political, legal, and social abuses. And human rights are also the important means of protection for all of us, especially to those who may face abuse, neglect, and isolation. And moreover, objectives of human rights are enlisted as below. To protect human beings, to develop individual self-respect. यो individual self-respect मा चाहिँ कन्फ्युजन आउन सक्छ, त्यही भएर ह्युमन राइट्सले कसरी individual self-respect डेभलप गर्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब पहिला when human rights was not adopted, human rights नभएको बेला ढुङ्गे युग भन्छ हैन, ढुङ्गे युगको बेला मान्छेहरू के पनि एउटा मान्छेको इन्डिभिजुअल सेल्फ रिकग्निसन नै थिएन हैन, एकदम क्रुएल एक्टिभिटिजहरू गरिन्थ्यो, मान्छेहरूलाई बेचिन्थ्यो, दास प्रथाहरू यस्तो यस्तो हुन्थ्यो. अनि जब ह्युमन राइट्स इस्टाब्लिस भयो तब मान्छेको एउटा सेल्फ रिकग्निसन, एउटा सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट इस्टाब्लिस भयो, एउटा मान्छेहरू इन्डिभिजुअली रिकग्नाइज हुन थाले, मान्छेको इनहेरेन्ट राइट इस्टाब्लिस भयो. त्यही भएर चाहिँ ह्युमन राइट्सको अब्जेक्टिभ भनेको चाहिँ टु डेभलप सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट हो है. अनि to protect respect, understanding, and appreciation of diversity, to promote democracy, social justice, and friendship among the people and nation. Human rights ले चाहिँ people र state को relationship पनि establish गर्छ, promote गर्छ. अनि अब I have principles of human rights. Principle of human rights को बारेमा भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ some of the principles are universality and inalienability, indivisibility, interdependence and interrelatedness, equality and non-discrimination, participation and inclusion, accountability and rule of law. So यसलाई briefly explain गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ universality भनेको चाहिँ human rights भनेको चाहिँ no matter wherever we go all around the globe, we will obtain the rights as human being. Human rights भनेको चाहिँ universal, transcendental हुन्छ है. अनि inalienability भनेको चाहिँ we obtain human rights from birth to death and it is inalienable. अनि indivisibility भनेको चाहिँ human rights लाई विभाजन गर्न सकिदैन, human rights भनेको indivisible हुन्छ. Interdependence र interrelatedness भनेको human rights each other सँग related हुन्छ, human right भनेको interlinked हुन्छ. अनि इक्वालिटी एन्ड नन डिस्क्रिमिनेसन भनेको चाहिँ ह्युमन राइट्सले जस्तो मान्छेलाई पनि इन्क्लुड गर्न खोज्छ. ह्युमन राइट्सले कुनै पनि खालको डिस्क्रिमिनेसनलाई प्रमोट गर्दैन, कुनै पनि बेसिसमा रेस, नेसनलिटी, सेक्स, ओरिजिन, एथनिसिटी कुनै पनि बेसिसमा ह्युमन राइट्सले डिस्क्रिमिनेसन गर्दैन. ह्युमन राइट्स सबै मान्छेले सबै इक्वली ह्युमन राइट्स प्राप्त गरेका हुन्छन्. अनि पार्टिसिपेसन एन्ड इन्क्लुजन, ह्युमन राइट्सले चाहिँ पार्टिसिपेसन र इन्क्लुजन सबै सेक्टरको मान्छेहरूको इक्वल पार्टिसिपेसन र इन्क्लुजनलाई पनि प्रमोट गर्छ. अनि अकाउन्टेबिलिटी र रुल अफ ल भनेको अब कुनै केसमा गएर ह्युमन राइट्स अकाउन्टेबिलिटी भनेको चाहिँ कुनै पनि कुराहरूको पालना गरेन भने चाहिँ इट हेज टु बी अकाउन्टेबल भनेको है. यो भनेको चाहिँ ह्युमन राइट्स भायोलेसन भयो भने द स्टेट हेज टु बी अकाउन्टेबल. अनि ह्युमन राइट्सको चाहिँ इन्डिभिजुअल र स्टेटसँग इन्टर रिलेसनसिप हुन्छ. अनि ह्युमन राइट्स इज द इन्टर रिलेसनसिप बिट्विन द स्टेट एन्ड इन्डिभिजुअल द्याट इज प्रेस्क्राइब्ड बाई द ल. अनि अब चाहिँ I have need based approach and right based approach. यो भनेको चाहिँ पहिला चाहिँ स्टेट भनेको चाहिँ need based approach मा बेस थियो, अनि बिस्तारै प्रोग्रेसिभ रियलाइजेसन भएपछि चाहिँ राइट बेस्ड अप्रोच भएको है. अनि Previously, there was the need-based approach where people were taken as an object. The role of state was vital, and there was a welfare state. And after that, with the progressive realization, right-based approach came into existence, where people were kept in center and people were an actor and played a vital role. Right-based approach aimed at strengthening the capacity of duty breakers and empower the right holders. अब need-based approach र right-based approach लाई briefly हेर्दाखेरि, the need-based approach, also known as the traditional approach, is generally understood as the deficit model, which focuses on the community's need, deficiencies, and problems. Need-based approach ले चाहिँ state को community को deficiencies, needs and problems हरूलाई चाहिँ focus गर्दै. अब right-based approach मा चाहिँ the right-based approach means that individuals and communities should know their rights. It means that they should be fully supported to participate in the development of policies and practice which affect their lives and claim their rights where necessary. Right-based approach भनेको चाहिँ it focuses on the need-based approach भनेको चाहिँ it focuses on the state. अनि need-based approach मा चाहिँ the role of the state is comparatively more than that of people. अनि right-based approach मा चाहिँ similarly the role of the people is comparatively more than the state. And need-based approach मा चाहिँ people are taken as an object है, मान्छे इन्डिभिजुअल्सहरूलाई पिपुलहरूलाई चाहिँ अब्जेक्टको रूपमा लिन्छ है. अनि people have certain needs that should be satisfied by the state or government. For example, part 4 of the Constitution of Nepal 2072. And in right-based approach, people are taken as an actor by default. Being actor, they have some rights which must be fulfilled by the state. For example, part 3 of the Constitution of Nepal 2072. अब सबै ब्याकग्राउन्डहरू अलिअलि टच गर्दै एक्सप्लेन गरेपछि चाहिँ क्लासिफिकेसन अफ ह्युमन राइट्सको बारेमा भन्न चाहिँ. And depending upon the political ideology of state, human rights can be classified into 5 types. They are civil and political rights. यो भनेको चाहिँ first generation rights पनि हो है. अनि the Universal Declaration of Human Rights UDHR 1948 has provision for civil and political rights under Article 2 to Article 21. यो UDHR मा पनि provision भएको छ civil and political rights from Article 2 to 21. And it is the right that was advocated by capitalist countries. It includes right to life, right against torture, right to religious freedom, right to association, and many more. Number 2 मा we have economic, social and cultural rights. यो भनेको चाहिँ second generation rights पनि भनिन्छ यसलाई. अनि UDHR को आर्टिकल 22 देखि आर्टिकल 27 सम्म चाहिँ इकोनोमिक, सोशल एन्ड कल्चरल राइट्सले प्रोभाइड गरेको छ. अनि यो इकोनोमिक, सोशल एन्ड कल्चरल राइट्स भनेको चाहिँ it was advocated by communist parties, which includes right to work, right to social securities, right to food, right to housing, etc. Number 3 मा we have solidarity rights. यो भनेको चाहिँ थर्ड जेनेरेसन राइट्स पनि हो. सोलिडारिटी राइट्स भनेको ग्रुप राइट्स पनि हो. अनि यो चाहिँ UDHR को आर्टिकल 28 ले प्रोभाइड गरेको छ. That says every person is entitled to such social and international systems in which all the rights and freedoms are made available to him or her fully. And solidarity rights भनेको group right भएको भएर it includes women rights, disabled rights, indigenous rights, rights to just distribution of wealth, etc. Number 4 मा we have rights to development. यो भनेको sustainable rights हो. अनि number 5 मा we have environmental rights. अनि यो राइट्स चाहिँ पहिला यसरी क्लासिफाई गरिएको थियो. अनि जब के रे भियनामा भियनामा वर्ल्ड कन्फरेन्स भयो त्यसपछि चाहिँ सबै ह्युमन राइट्सहरू युनिभर्सल हो, ट्रान्सेन्डेन्टल हो भनेर रियलाइज भयो. अनि ह्युमन राइट्स वेयर नो मोर क्लासिफाइड है. This classification existed from 1946 to 1992, and in 1992 there was an international convention on human rights where all heads were present and came to a declaration that human rights cannot be classified and it shall be universal, which ended human rights classification. यस्तो भएर चाहिँ human rights classification end भएको थियो है. अनि similarly now at the last we have World Conference on Human Rights that was held on 14 to 25th of June 1993 in Vienna. On 25th June 1993, representatives of 171 states adopted the consensus, the Vienna Declaration on Human Rights. All the human rights are universal, indivisible, and interdependent. The international community must treat human rights globally in fair and equal manner. on the same footing and with the same emphasis. यो चाहिँ वर्ल्ड के अरे भियनाको वर्ल्ड कन्फरेन्सको आर्टिकल 5 मा मेन्सन भएको कुरा हो. अनि the World Conference on Human Rights reaffirms the importance of ensuring the universality, objective, and non-selectivity of the consideration of human rights issues. The Vienna Declaration also made concrete recommendation for the strengthening and harmonizing the monitoring capacity of the United Nations systems. It has also established UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights on 20 December 1993. Therefore, after World Conference on Human Rights held in Vienna 1993, there are no classification on generation of human rights. 1993 मा भियनामा हेल्ड भएको वर्ल्ड कन्फरेन्स पछि चाहिँ देयर वर नो क्लासिफिकेसन or no generation of human rights as such. अनि all human rights are universal, indivisible, and interdependent and interrelated. The international community must treat human rights globally in fair and equal manner on the same footing and with the same emphasis that is mentioned under the Article 5 of the Vienna Conference on Human Rights. Now I would like to conclude by saying that all human rights are interdependent, universal, transcendental, interrelated, and there cannot be any classification of any sort of human rights. And human rights are the rights that we obtain from our birth until our death. Human rights is inalienable and inherent right, and everyone have their own human rights, and everyone should be proud of it. And thank you so much.